say, man, late game or drown.
Coach T here with Gritty Boxing Talk. Just wanted to weigh in on this past weekend's fights. We had Anthony Joshua, who defeated Kubrat Pulev by 9th round stoppage. Man, Joshua did his thing. He looked like a new man in that ring. Even his body didn't even look the same. To me, it looked like Joshua is learning how to become a boxer all over again. He punished Pulev. Pulev kept trying to do little dirty tactics, hitting behind the head, and, trying to hit a little bit after the bell, little slick stuff like that to get up underneath Joshua's skin. But Joshua punished him and then devastated him with those uppercuts. I'm going to go on record as saying that Joshua's uppercut is becoming somewhat of an eraser. It's likened to the same thing that Deontay Wilder has going on right now, which is that straight right hand. Regardless of what you say about Deontay Wilder and how wild he is, no pun intended, in spite of the fact that Wilder does not have as many years in the amateurs or as many amateur fights as his peers, doesn't matter. Deontay Wilder has been winning with the right hand. So give him his props, man. Give him his props. But what I'm saying in terms of Anthony Joshua, his uppercut is becoming something that you do not want to get hit by. I mean, you don't want to get hit anyway by any punch from anybody, or any heavyweight in particular. But you definitely don't want to stand there and get caught by that uppercut. And we saw that in the fight against when Joshua KO'd Vladimir Klitschko. So congrats to Anthony Joshua for a devastating win, or an awesome win against Kubrat Pulev. We're going to be looking at 2021 here real soon. Hopefully, we will see an Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, or perhaps Fury versus Wilder 3, or a Joshua versus Wilder. Man, I like a Joshua versus Wilder. I think that's going to grab more attention than a Fury versus Wilder 3. However the case, we're looking at a lot of great fights that could potentially happen in 2021 in spite of COVID-19's the pandemic that is pretty much wreaking havoc on the entertainment industry. The arenas are not full to capacity anymore, and who knows, maybe they are on the verge of shutting down a lot of the arenas. However the case, I still see 2021 as being a very, very interesting year for boxing. Hell, we even heard this week that there was a tweet, or maybe it was from his Instagram page, Terrence Bud Crawford mentioned something about he was going back down to the 135-pound weight division. We do want to see him face Errol Spence Jr. We do. Because in my mind, I'm thinking that Terrence Bud Crawford would dominate an Errol Spence Jr. That's just my take on it. However, if he does go down to 135, it's going to make the 135-pound weight division even more exciting. I see him dominating the 135-pound weight division flawlessly. I do. I see him beating a Devin Haney. I see him beating a Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko if he wants to get it. However, I see Terrence Bud Crawford at 135 pounds dominating all of them. That's just my take on it. Haven Hitman Brady Jr. He's returning to Albany today, coming off a great win. I know he needs some R&R, but shouts out to Haven Hitman Brady Jr. for his second win on ESPN. The brother's doing his thing, man. He looked more certain of himself in this fight. Looks like he's in good hands with Soul City. Soul City Boxing's doing their thing, man. They're turning out some really good fighters. All the way from Charles Conwell to Otha Jones III. Now Haven Hitman Brady Jr. And they have a whole list of fighters that we're going to be seeing in 2021, 2022, emerging as top 10 and world titleists. I see Otha Jones being a world titleist. I see Charles Conwell definitely being a world titleist. That perhaps next year. He's one of those type of fighters that will beat you up. He's a nightmare in the junior middleweight division. He's a nightmare. He stays on you. He punishes you to the body. He knows how to catch the angles on you. He knows how to deliver. He knows how to put it on you in a way to make you either quit or just take you out. So I see him being a world champion. Haven Hitman Brady Jr. I see within the next year, maybe 2 years, within the next 2 years, him being a world champion. What they have done with Haven Hitman Brady Jr. thus far, I see a lot of changes. I won't give up all the stuff that I see because I don't want any of Haven's future opponents to kind of pick apart some of his game plan. Haven has the ability to take you out when he wants to. That's what I know about it. There's some things that I saw in the fight that I would most likely only share with some of the coaches that are close to Haven, close to Soul City. But I saw some things in his game plan that lets me know that he is definitely emerging now as one to watch in the featherweight and the lighter weight division. So shouts out, congratulations to Haven Hitman Brady Jr. We will be looking forward to seeing Charles Conwell fight on NBC this weekend, this Saturday. You don't want to miss it. Charles Conwell back to the ring again, doing his thing. So that's all I have for right now with Gritty Boxing Talk. Peace.
Hey man, late game to drown.